Hey guys, it is Monday here in West Virginia, so it's time for us to do our Mopar Monday, and today we're taking a look at three cars we've unboxed in the past. All three of them are a 1970 Dodge Challenger, the E-Body platform, and we are going to compare them to one another. One is from Greenlight, one is from Autoworld, and one is from Johnny Lightning. And they all seem to be pretty accurate with the overall size, like the length of the car seems to be proper. If you hold them side by side, they're pretty much equal, as I can show you here. This is the Autoworld. This is the Johnny Lightning. So if you put them next to each other, the length is pretty much the same, and the width is pretty much the same. Now, we'll take our Greenlight and put next to the Autoworld, and the Greenlight is maybe just a hair bit longer, but not much at all, really. It may just be the way the proportions are on it. The width, once again, is pretty much the same. The reason I'm using the Autoworld as a tool to scale everything with is because they praise themselves as being exact 1/64th. So I usually believe them and go with their cars and use them as the one to judge like your overall length and width and such. So as you can see, they all are pretty much the same size. Now the Autoworld, as you see here, very nicely done car. The only thing I have against Autoworld, and it's only when they have these wheels, their Mopar rallies look a little bit too small. I don't know. They just look kind of like hubcaps or something. They don't have any depth to them. The trim rings are not, I don't know, they're there because you had the chrome lip on the wheel, but that's all it looks like. And these are supposed to be like a beauty ring and or trim ring, whatever you'd like to call them. And such, and you should have like cut out holes in the wheel, and you can see there are like indentations where there should be cutouts. But for example, I'll just pull another car here. This is going to be Greenlight with their Mopar Rally. It's much nicer, and such. Now the Mopar Rallies on the Greenlight may be a little bit too big in diameter, but they just look good, so I can overlook that. Then you have your M2 Mopar Rallies, and the M2 Mopar Rallies are really nice. They look to be pretty much perfect with diameter, depth, everything. The width of the tire is very nice and such. So that's the only thing I have against Autoworld is their Mopar Rally wheels. Their Magnums look great. Their Stillies look great. As, for example, we have the six-pack car with the Stillies, and it looks fantastic. I don't have any challengers over here with the Magnums from Autoworld, so sorry, can't show you one of those, but I can show you the Stillies, and they look fantastic. It's just these Mopar Rallies don't look that great. But when it comes to like headlights and grill area, this is, I'm trying to get that thing to focus. There we go. Very nicely done. Opening hood, the engine looks to be true to scale, and the cutout with the shaker, very nice. And they always have fantastic detail in their engine compartments. They are very much above the competition. I don't know. I was trying to think of somebody else that has pretty good engines, but I guess M2 would be the following after Autoworld. But Autoworld's motor compartments are great. The detail of the undercarriage is very nice too. Now the width of the tires, they may even be a little bit on the narrow side in my opinion. But they were only like 14-inch diameter rims, and they were skinny, like old bias ply style tires. Now moving to the Greenlight one. The Greenlight one also has nice detail, but it's same thing with M2. Autoworld doesn't have such a big problem, but they do sometimes with like opening parts lining up. As you can see, your trim doesn't line up too good above the grill. And looking at it from the side, it seems to be flush with the fenders on that side. This side, it sticks out a little bit. And Greenlight did something wrong with their wheelbase judgment on their car. Either the wheelbase is messed up, or where they put the track location or the front axle location, it just is off. Because the front tires are pushed back into the fender. So either there's something wrong with their wheel opening or the position of the front wheels. And it's like that on all of their Challengers. The Cuda's a little better, but even the Cuda, sometimes you'll check and see that they can be off a little bit. That car I just showed you is one of their Cudas. It's not as bad, but it's still pushed back a little bit further than I would like. Now, sometimes depending on the axle, sometimes the axles are bent too, but depending, like some angles, you can get it to look pretty good, but then some other angles, especially this side here, it just looks bad. It just looks like it's pushed back too far. And then they're mammoth width on their tires. That's another downside. Now, when they use their Magnum 500s on the Challenger, they're great. Perfect width, perfect diameter, everything. Their Magnum 500s are perfect. But their Mopar Rallies and the Sillies on these E-bodies are just too wide. The diameter in the side shot, they look really good and such. And I guess depending on like how the car sits, you can get that front wheel to look okay in some like angles. But yeah, there's something off there with the wheel opening or the location of the front axle. And the undercarriage detailing is there. It's a little bit, I don't know, primitive comparing to the Autoworld one. But honestly, with you guys, to be honest, I don't really care too much about the undercarriage detail. I'm more looking at the body, the engine compartment, and such things like that, because that's what I'm going to be looking at all the time. My cars are not going to be laying on the roof, or I'm not going to have most of them with a mirror underneath them. Some I may if they have some really, really great details on the undercarriage, but besides that, I won't do it. Now, this is your Johnny Lightning. Johnny Lightning's looks pretty good. And their Magnum 500 wheels are really nice. The width of the tire seems to be really great. And the undercarriage detail is pretty nice. Their opening hood is okay. They forgot to do the trim here on the sides of like the headlights as everyone else has it. But Johnny Lightning forgot to do it. Their opening hood, it works. The engine size is pretty good. Oh, that was one thing I was going to show you on the Greenlight. Now, this one actually has a pretty decent size looking engine. Decent engine compartment, but their B-bodies sometimes have the engine where it's way too small. The E-body, though, they did pretty good with. And once again, Johnny Lightning is not too bad either. But there's something wrong with either the roof of the car. As you can see, it looks like it's almost chopped compared to the others. Like if you're looking at them, it looks like the Johnny Lightning has a little bit of a chopped top going on. And the B-pillar may be a little bit messed up too. And it also could be the thickness of the car. But like looking at the thickness, it kind of looks to be the same. It may have a little bit more than it should have there. But it doesn't look too bad. It's perfect for like a parking lot scene, or like in my dealership. It looks great sitting there. But to be like one of your prime cars, like in the front row or something, I wouldn't recommend it. I would stick with Greenlight and Autoworld. But the Johnny Lightning does do well in like the parking lot scenes. But that's it, guys. I just wanted to show you those cars side by side in case you haven't done it on your own. And we'll be back again tomorrow with a Truckin' Tuesday. I have some nice Mopar trucks to unbox for you guys over the next few weeks. So we'll do a couple of them tomorrow for our Truckin' Tuesday. So enjoy the start of your week, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.